Hi everyone, welcome back to another yoga block flexibility class. Today we're focusing on increasing flexibility in the back, and we're going to be using our yoga blocks to help us do so. So you can go ahead and grab 2 yoga blocks and I'll meet you back for our first pose. We'll get started with supported bridge pose. So this is a really nice relaxing pose and it's going to help you to stretch out your back. So you can start lying down on your mat, setting yourself up for bridge pose by bringing your ankles in underneath your knees. Press your lower back down into your mat so it's flush to the ground, and then lift your hips up. From here you can take your yoga blocks. Now you can experiment with what height block is going to work for you. You can use one block. We have our small setting here. We have a medium setting, or we have a tall setting, which is quite tall and looks like this. But remember, if you're using 2 blocks, you can stack 2 blocks on top of each other. Take some time to figure out what works for you. And then once you are settled, make sure your blocks are nice and comfortable. We're going to be here for 2 minutes, just like so. Your hands can rest wherever they are drawn to. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And just allow gravity, your yoga blocks, and your breath to do all the work here. As you start to settle, you can bring some awareness to your breath, gradually making your breath a little bit deeper and slower if that feels good. Anytime any thoughts are trying to invade your space, just try your best to close the door on them, bringing your awareness back into your body, into your breath. As we take our last few breaths here in supported bridge pose, you might take a scan through your body. See if you have accumulated any tension within your shoulders, your hips, your jaw. And just take some time to release that tension now. From here, we're coming into a bridge extension, so this will be a nice subtle back bend for you. You can take your time here. You might start by just straightening out one leg at a time. And remember, you can always adjust the settings of your block here. So if you need to make things a little bit lower, just remove one block or come down to that lower setting. I think I'm gonna go medium this time. We're straightening the legs. If it takes a while to straighten both, that's fine. Maybe you're only comfortable straightening one for now, and that's okay too. Again, readjust your blocks as needed. Once you're comfortable, you might experiment with going a little bit deeper again by bringing your arms up past your head. And again, you can just do one arm at a time to test the waters with this pose. So eventually we end up with something like this. Whatever works for you today is absolutely fine. Enjoying this gentle back bend, taking advantage of your chest being open. Allow your breath, gravity, and your block to do the work here. And again, we'll be here for 2 minutes in total. Take your last few breaths here, again releasing any tension that might have crept into your body during this pose. To come out of the pose, start to bring a bend back into your knees so you can have the soles of your feet on the mat. Move as slowly as you need to here, there's no rush. Eventually you can lift your hips up, remove your block, and slowly bring your spine back down to the mat. Once you're there, we'll take a few seconds just to release. So you might do some windshield wipers, dropping your knees from side to side if that feels good. You might want to bring your knees up towards your chest, give yourself a hug, release that lower back. And as always, as you're giving yourself a hug, you are thanking yourself for making it onto your yoga mat, doing another practice, doing something good for you. Now we'll slowly start to peel ourselves up off of the mat. So we come to sit with our legs out long in front of us, and we'll make our way into a seated forward fold. So we've been doing some back bending. Now we're going to allow our spine to round in the opposite way. So to help us out, we'll take our yoga block and sit up on it. Keeping your legs nice and neutral here so they stay parallel to each other. And what I mean is try not let your toes fall in towards each other or flop out to the edges. Keep everything balanced. Then inhale to reach your arms up, stretch your spine. Exhale to fold forward, dropping your hands wherever they land either side of your legs, and then releasing your nose towards your knees. So if you've been practicing with me for a while, you might know what I'm going to say, and that is to try not let your spine round here. If you feel that you're rounding, bend your knees and then come forward, and that's going to help you to keep your spine a little bit straighter. Wherever you are, drop your nose, drop your nose towards your knees. Pausing here in this pose for 2 minutes. Gravity is doing the work. Each exhale might help you to drop your nose a little bit closer to your knees. check in here, see where your thoughts are. If you need to bring them back to your body, tap into whatever sensations you're feeling. Connect to your breath again. Now with an inhale, you can push yourself slowly back up. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and now drop your hands back behind you, fingers facing the body. We're going to lift the hips up into the air. So if you want to challenge yourself, keep your legs straight. Otherwise, you can bend your knees, lift the hips up, and wherever you are, gently drop your head back. Open up through the front of your body just for 10 seconds here. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to your mat. And now we're going to bring our blocks to the front of the mat so we can rest our hands on them. And we're making our way into upward facing dog. So this is a pose that I have never done on YouTube before. So here is its debut. Your hands are coming onto your mat, and now you're bringing your feet back behind you as if you're coming into a high plank pose. Now squeeze your bum, keep your feet close together, as close as is comfortable, and start to slowly drop your hips down towards your mat. Now keep squeezing the bum here. That's going to help you to engage your legs and keep them hovering up off the mat. Now bringing your focus towards the front of your body, check in on your shoulders. Make sure they haven't crept up towards your ears. Relax them as much as you can. Opening up your chest as if you want to push it forward in front of you. Now you can look straight ahead here, or you could look diagonally up if you want to take this pose a little bit deeper. Keep squeezing. Your legs are really engaged here. And you're getting a nice deep stretch into your spine. Let's take one more big breath in. And then on the exhale, you can drop your knees onto your mat. Slowly start to drag your hips back towards your heels, and we'll come down into child's pose, which feels really nice after that back bend. Because we're using our blocks today, you can come and sit on your block. And of course, if you don't need it for child's pose, that's fine. Otherwise, sit on your block, keep your knees together, and then reach your hands towards the front of your mat. Dropping your head towards your mat or onto your second block. Alternatively, here you can have your hands next to your feet, palms faced up. We're going to pause here in child's pose, spending 2 minutes letting gravity round your spine again. See how much tension you can dissolve from your body here, loosening up your jaw, your shoulders, relaxing your hands and your feet. Each inhale helping you to uncover tension, each exhale helping you to get it out of your body. Take your last breath in child's pose. And then slowly start to come back up. You can stay sitting on your block. We'll end with doing some little spinal twists just to get that movement into your back. So you can sit whatever way is most comfortable for you. Perhaps cross-legged if you can, but it's all good here. Then we're going to inhale to reach the hands up. Exhale to rotate towards one side, dropping one hand to that thigh, the other hand coming back behind you, and slowly looking back. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to the opposite side. We'll do a few more like this, moving at your own pace. Each inhale helps you lengthen. Each exhale helps you twist. I have a full playlist of yoga practices using yoga blocks. If you want to check that out, there is a link in the description below. You can find your next practice like this if this is what you enjoy. Whenever you're ready, you can make your way back to center. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like using yoga blocks in your practice. If you are interested in becoming more flexible, I do have an at-home video course which will help you to double your flexibility in just a few short weeks. It's called Bendability for Beginners, and the link to that is in the description of this video as well. So thank you again so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next practice.